Hi, hello everyone. This is Steliana. So nice to see you from a distance. And I'm saying hello to everyone from Bucharest, Romania. And I'm thrilled to be joining today the virtual Women in Marketing Summit alongside top-notch women working in the field. I'm looking forward to share with you today more about how we can reimagine the future and how we can transform our marketing strategy for the new period. Before we dig in, let me share a little bit about me. I'm head of marketing and digital transformation for Leasing, and I'm also part of Global Women in Tech as board member and head of marketing. Global Women in Tech is an international organization with the purpose, with the mission to support and inspire every woman working in STEM, in science, technology, engineering, and maths. My previous experience is in marketing and technology. I have experience working for governments, non-government organization, large corporations, and SMEs. And I'm really dedicated to being an active member of the community by volunteering for the causes I care about. So, as you can see, my entire career is geared around marketing, and my favorite topic is strategy. So that's why I've chosen today to share with you more about this. And if you haven't started yet, you should start as soon as possible to plan for the world after COVID-19. And we as marketers and marketing per se, as the link between businesses and customers, we are going to play a pivotal role in the next period. Changing mindset and approaches to marketing strategy is difficult, and especially given the context. And the change isn't simply embracing the unknown. If you haven't started working on the strategy, this is the right time to do it. We are going to explore today the unknown, let's say. So I don't have a crystal ball, but I have some ideas that might help you in order to see how you can provide value for customers and your business and make a difference in execution. We are going to talk about the current business environment, the shifts in behavior and expectations for our customers. And I will share with you 5 ideas that might inspire your planning in the marketing field, as well as 3 trends that you might want to take into consideration for your marketing strategy that come from digital transformation. And because this is a pre-recorded session, and unfortunately I won't be able to take your questions live, I will also give you my contact details. So please feel free to reach out to me anytime to further discuss this presentation or any other questions or insights you might have on the topic. I'll be very much thrilled to share my knowledge and see what's on the other side. So no further ado, let's dig in this session, and let's see where we are now. And because we cannot start reimagining the future without seeing what we have in front of us. And what I've identified is that we have 4 pillars that our current business, and not only the business, our environment is currently molding on. We are talking, of course, about our teams first and foremost. And what I've I believe is the main change is the shift to work from home. If I'm right, in many countries is almost mandatory to work from home, and there are adjustments in the work schedules of the employees that aren't able to perform their duties in a work from home regime. We have a mass experiment in work from home, and although many technological companies have already experienced this, there are many more who haven't, and they've done this on fast forward during this crisis. When I talk with my colleagues, and when I talk with, when I say my colleagues, it's brought from Romania and also from other countries, also friends and acquaintances. Apparently, this work from home is here to stay, even after COVID and after the crisis is challenged. So this is something definitely I'm looking forward to see how it's going to unfold. Of course, another important pillar is how are our customers doing, and no matter the field you work in, you are definitely experiencing a series of challenges. And what I've noticed is that brands move at an unprecedented speed to serve their customers, and this is something we've done as well. And this is something I've noticed as a customer in return, and also what I'm noticing from all the communication coming from other brands. Also, it's very important to notice that customers are requiring, and they are also receiving, a more compassionate service. And the thing is that the way we behave and the way we interact with our customers these days are going to have a long-lasting impact. I'm talking here that the way we treat our customers now will influence their relations with us for the next 6-12 months, to say at least. And what they are expecting from us as businesses is to provide the same level of servicing, the same level of productivity they are used to. And also they want us to help them. For example, we can, as businesses, help them reduce the wait time, manage their frustrations, manage their uncertainty during these times. And we can definitely invest even more in automating our services and provide even more in the self-service side with the help of technology. And because customers are experiencing a whole new reality, and we are going to talk about this in the next slide, it's very important to for us as business to maintain their trust in us during these times and afterwards. And this brings me to the third pillar, which is our business. And what we've noticed is that we are rapidly pushed to operate in new ways. We do have tests. We are under a stress test right now, and our business continuity plans are in full swing, and there are shifts in the way we manage our supply chain, our customer touch points, our let's say availability to critical resources. But we are also encountering a lot of surges in certain fields, in certain transactions. For example, from the shift to from physical to digital, and also we also encounter a lot of risk in what concerns the security, and security risks are arising, and we are talking here about countering bad actors who will inevitably seek to take advantage of individuals or our customers and our organization. So companies need and are taking a closer look to this as well. And last but not least, we are talking here about technology. Technology is embedded in all the other three pillars: teams, customers, and businesses, and it's playing a central role during this period, and will have a very important one in the next period as well. Nevertheless, when we are discussing about technology, we must notice the fact that digital collaboration and entertainment tools are thriving. The tech platforms like Zoom or Teams or Netflix, for example. We also have a rise in e-schooling. We also have an increase in data-enabled healthcare initiatives, and we cannot ignore the uplift in the e-commerce side. Nevertheless, this technology shift comes also with a potential threat if not used in the right way. And I'm not only talking about the security risk I've mentioned when we discussed about businesses, but I'm also discussing about the rise of digital control, crowd control, and how mobile apps can be installed, of course, with our agreement, but we can install them on our phones, and they have access to certain data about us in the fight for COVID, of course. Yet there are a lot of questionable and ethical questions there. So you might want to be a little bit careful before you install anything on your phone. So this would be the landscape we are currently diving in, and I'm pretty sure I'm not talking any news. And if you are like me, you've been full speed so far. And now let's take a deeper look on one of these pillars that are directly impacting the way we are going to reimagine this marketing strategy. And I'm talking, of course, about customers. And ever since the crisis has started, we noticed a new reality, and we are still noticing it, but there are like adjustments to the immediate needs and interests. People are adapting their behavior to these new norms, and while doing this, they are trying to find balance in new routines. We are spending more time at home. Consumers are looking for new ways to make the most of their spaces. They want to be organized. They want to stay on top of everything. And if at the beginning of the crisis we had some immediate needs that shifted on being focused on groceries and immediate resources we needed, now we can see that these immediate needs are shifting on those with long-term implication. And I'm talking here about financial aid. I'm talking here about education. For example, according to Google Trends, there is an increase in searches regarding the online payment options, the employment support, and of course mobile usage as more customers are spending their time on their devices. This change in behavior has brought, of course, a new pattern in spending patterns. And for example, if groceries and home entertainment and household products, where these are the first categories to see increasing, consistent increases. And of course, out of home entertainment and travels and apparel even they are considerably damaged in this new reality. And we see, of course, an increase in online shopping. And online is the favorite channel for consumers to spend more time at home. What's really important to notice here is that this behavior, the online shift in shopping, in entertaining, apparently people are saying they will keep it even after this period of lockdown. And it's not a big surprise because we can see emerging new relations and connection during this time of crisis. And although we've been practicing the social distancing, during this time we had the chance to discover new connections and nurturing relationship, even with strangers or with people we don't necessarily interact with on a daily basis. And for example, in YouTube, there is a spike in videos, the with me videos, that in which people are like filming themselves doing ordinary things like cooking or cleaning or doing some online shopping and so on. Also, it's really important to give a nod to the everyday heroes. And we've noticed in many countries, and also had in Romania, and the respect and help companies provide for the everyday heroes is tremendous. But we also seen the clap for NHS workers in UK. We've seen also similar initiatives for encouraging the essential workers, because they are the ones keeping us safe and providing us with everything we need. Also, we've seen magazine covers changing for them, and for example, it's a Vanity Fair cover that featured doctors instead of influencers or models, and also have like the Vogue cover, which is a white cover, inspiring us for a new fresh beginning. And because we are talking about media consumptions, as marketers, we are of course interested in the emerging behavior of our consumers in media consumption. And what we've noticed is that an increase in online streaming, in streaming broadcast TV, in online videos, of course, and the fact that most of our consumers get their news and alerts from their cell phone. As I've mentioned earlier, there is a spike in mobile devices usage, and people are definitely using at an unprecedented rate their phones and tablets. Nevertheless, many of the campaigns, the new campaigns, are delayed, and the current ones are being reshaped, remodeled, given the new context, and it's only normal. During some researches, we've identified that consumers want their communication during this period to be empathic, to share more about convenience and availability, and of course, to be transparent. I know about pricing, for example, or shipping time, or any factor that's really important for our consumer these days. And this would be like the four main emerging behaviors we've identified in consumers. And as I've mentioned before, some of these changes are here to stay, and they can definitely provide a ground for the planning and the strategy we are going to envision for the period post-COVID-19. And I've shared with you at the beginning, I'm going to, I have identified 5 ideas and 5 approaches for your marketing strategy, because I'm doing the same for my marketing strategy, that might also help you with your own challenges. And when I was thinking about where to start, I know, but I had an eureka moment. And what I realized is that I need to understand, as I've shown before, that the crisis disrupted the fabric of existing behaviors, and the patterns of everyday life are altered, and the psychological needs of our customers are changing or adapting in a way we've never seen before. It's natural that during the crisis, we've been in a very commando mode, in a very survival strategy mode, and we only thought about the near-term results. And nevertheless, the marketing strategy for the next period is requiring a new approach. And I don't have a crystal ball, and I don't know what the recovery will look like or when it will come, but there is going to be a bottom of this crisis. And what is going to help us as marketing managers is to have a blank page. It's very hard, of course, to look it that way from scratch, although you might have worked a lot so far, and you might have had wonderful ideas to share with your consumers and to do this year or the next period. But this is a time where you need to think fresh, need to think from identifying the gaps and filling other voids. The thing is, I was looking at other crises and what companies that thrived made. And the thing is, many of them chose to, after crisis, to not perform the things in the same way. And if you start acting differently from early beginning, this will pay off. So my recommendation for you is, on this blank page, you have to bring something to help you with the planning. And if you haven't tried it yet, it's something called scenario planning. I know it's quite in your face, but it's kind of an interesting way of identifying scenarios. And my favorite one, or the one I truly believe is the most comprehensive in this situation, is the alternative future scenarios. This is used to create strategy, to stress test strategies, and to serve as a learning platform and framework for strategic thinking. This type of scenario is typically defined by trends and forces that are outside of your company and outside your industry. And it applies a little bit of reverse engineering. And for example, if you're in a financial domain, as I am, the scenario will discuss the role of finance in the consumer's life. You would discuss the attitude of regulatory bodies, other ways of doing financial businesses. You wouldn't mention cards or mortgages or any direct product you have. You would also imagine how your service and your product and your company will accommodate a surprising and unanticipated set of future business conditions. And the question you will have in mind probably is, what must our products or services be like to answer consumer demands in this future? And doing this, and we unfortunately we have don't have a lot of time to discuss about it, but this is something I'm doing when I'm in the phase of starting something from scratch. I apply this future scenario planning method, and it actually helps me channel all my ideas and all my energy into the right spots. Of course, this fresh start means also a need to rethink our mix and our marketing mix. And in this light, the marketing mix will shuffle, taking into consideration our company value proposition to consumers, reassess which products and services can best deliver on that value proposition, and we will re-architect how we are delivering to each targeted audience. And once we've done that, we move to the next idea, which is thinking about what's our new purpose. And I've identified 3 questions that might guide you in this process. And is our brand relevant in the new reality? Which is our bigger purpose now, and how we can further contribute to the community? And I'm putting this here because as marketers, we have plenty of influence in the way our company is defining its strategy. And it's part of our role to contribute to the strategy for how the company is responding to crisis, and most of us have done that. How our company is preparing for recovery, and how is strategizing for the new normal. It's only fair to start questioning if our brand is relevant for the new reality, and because in a time when people are unsure and they are facing new economic conditions, we can play an outsized role in the community. And This includes corporate social responsibility activities and initiatives designed to meaningfully support our customers and the community. And while any assistance is much needed now and after that, I truly believe that a contribution that is going to be authentic, brand appropriate, and truly helpful will definitely help you go along very much along with your customers. Um, for example, I was reading before that on a study made by Harvard Business Review in 2019, and they identified 20 highly impact companies with the highest impact transformations of the decade. And what they've noticed is that they have a newly strengthened sense of purpose as their common denominator. For example, all of them, have recently embraced an explicit mission to serve the society. So have this in mind. What's your new purpose in the new reality? And of course, this purpose needs to serve business and the consumers. And what we need to do is to acknowledge that we need to reconnect with the psychological needs of our consumers. We need to acknowledge the aspects that are transforming our customers' lives. For this, we need to look at the consumers' needs. And in helping us shape our new marketing strategies, we need to again ask a series of questions. And these are, which are the main changes in their lives? How have their dreams changed? Which are their new pain points? What new habits they have? What old habits they keep? And which are their media consumption behaviors? And it's really important to stay on top of this and actually go deep on them, because this will impact the way you communicate and advertise further on. And for example, I'm taking here the way we need to rethink loyalty. And for example, the benefits, the promotions, and other incentives that drove loyalty, for example, last year or the 2 years ago, aren't going to apply forward. And it's going to be very important to get the input from your loyal customers in order to understand what they expect to see from your brand and your company, and because their point of value might have changed in this process. And what also might be very important for them is the notion of self-service, to give them some control on their activity in relation with your brand, if possible, of course. And self-service is very much linked with digital transformation. But nevertheless, you should have in mind to follow a clear service best practice that focuses on removing barriers to the kind of information your customer needs. And I'm talking here about plenty of things you can do. And if you don't have yet a chatbot, go for it and invest in one. If your website is not providing accurate or easy to find information, take that time to do it. Have a logical way for consumers to reach you and your products. this is going to have even a more importance in the period to come. So when you are thinking about customers' needs, have this in mind as well. And what I was thinking about, and this comes from also from the fact I work in the financial industry, and I've been researching a lot lately the way investors work, and how startups work, and venture capitalists work. And what I've noticed is that I can bring in my process of making the marketing strategy the venture capitalist mind. And how am I going to do that is by putting that hat on and having in mind how venture capitalists invest knowledge and operating experience alongside with their money in companies. And they do this by, I'm just like, really slimming down their contribution, but they are reprioritize things. Sorry for that. Reprioritize things. They roam from new frontiers, identify growth streams, and identify how the progress will look like. And this is something you can easily bring into your process of doing the marketing strategy, because investing in the right processes, in the right services, will contribute to your new purpose and your customers' new needs, and will connect with their psychological needs even better. And last but not least, I've said here invisibility and data. And as I work in financial services, I'm of course very much interested in the field as well, as you can imagine. And I was reading the other days an article which is called The Rise of Invisible Bank. And when I saw the title, I was like, okay, what is this about? And the article was diving into how digital banking is transforming and actually is becoming less visible because it's embedded in the everyday activity of our customers with the help of artificial intelligence, with the help of emerging technologies, voice interfaces, and so on. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of true, actually. We are all aiming for invisibility while still being very much attached and being helpful to our customers. And in a couple of years from now, through digital transformation, we are going to become, we are going to work behind the scenes, and yet be embedded in everyday activities. And this made me think about the role of invisibility of the brands. And I know brands should be visible and we should be everywhere. And that's true. But given the context and the new shifts, maybe it's not a bad idea to think about invisibility as a good thing and see how we can bring invisibility to our brand while still being embedded and being part of our consumer's life in a non-intrusive way. Also, data here is going to play an important part. And I know data is the queen and king of any marketing strategy so far, but we'll have to see how we can use that data to match the new needs and the psychological needs of our audience, their tensions, their pain points, their touch points with us, and so on. And for example, you might think how you can use voice interfaces in your services and products, because cell phones and mobile phones are very good environments for, unfortunately, for bacteria and viruses. And many people are starting to use the voice application as a way to stop using the phones on their faces. This is simple way of changing the usage of our mobile device might be something you need to think about when you redesign your marketing strategy. And I'm a person who really loves to think the strategy as a system. And although we have limited time here, I wanted to also share with you something I've been doing for a while now, and it's part of my daily activity, which is digital transformation. And in my opinion, digital transformation and marketing should work hand in hand. And if you are not doing this, and or you are just automating processes, and I'm pretty sure the concept per se is not unknown to you, I just want to take the last minutes of the session to share with you 3 things from the digital transformation process that are highly impacting your future marketing strategy. And the thing is, I decided to put these 3 things here, which is agile mindset, design thinking, and automated processes, because I think this is the perfect timing for you as a marketing manager to bring also a new perspective for your business. And the thing is that traditional planning might be unfit in the challenging times ahead. And this is actually, I know you have plenty on your mind, and introducing a new way of work might be the last on your plate. But trust me, this is the perfect time to do it, because crises offer also opportunities, and you have the opportunity to introduce new ideas and approaches in your work and your business and your brand's work. Because and transitioning to agile mindset and agile way of work is one of them. You will see that doing this, you can do a more human-centered work, and you can work in a better way. You can work with minimum viable products, and you can bring iterative delivery cycles here. You can bring more empathy. You can bring more transparency in your work and the entire team work, and you can scale this type of planning and new way of work for the entire organization. Although a different methodology, yet we as a company, we've been using in our transition to digital transformation and agile mindset is design thinking. And especially for marketers, it's going to encourage you to be more empathetic in your approach to communicating with customers. And there, for example, there's a tool is called Empathy Map. It's pretty straightforward, but that's not the only one. And just briefly, design thinking is design methodology used to solve human-related problems. I'm not going to put you to design products or do a chair. No, it's a systematic approach to problem solving that allows you as a marketing manager to come up with new and exciting ideas that speak to customers and goes beyond the traditional business models and focuses on customer empathy and real world experiments. We've done this in order to identify customer journeys, in order to identify new strategic ways to approach our customers and our marketing plan, and it really paid off. And last but not least, marketing involves a lot of processes and activities like lead generation, lead conversion, campaigns for social media, content marketing campaigns, customer service and retention, and much more. And this is the right time to have a look at everything and make an inventory. Identify those processes you can automate and do it as soon as possible, because this will clear time and mind space for you to actually think about the new context and to envision your and reimagine your strategy in the post-COVID-19 world with more clarity and empathy for your customers. So these are the things I wanted to share with you today. And as I've said at the beginning, I would love to get in touch with you. And if you have any questions or you would like to debate or discuss or share with me any of your ideas regarding marketing strategy in the new normal, please feel free to use my email address or my LinkedIn page to get in touch. So thank you very much for watching me, and I hope you are going to find at least one idea to inspire your new marketing approach. Thank you very much, and see you soon.